Are you getting ready to divorce a narcissist? You are in for a legal battle and an emotional battle. And in this video, I'm going to dive into the strategies to help you navigate both in this challenging journey. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I have been recognized by U.S. News as one of the best lawyers in America. I'm also a globally recognized narcissist negotiation expert. And so you're going to want to make sure that if you are brand new here, to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. And I want to make sure that I welcome you here. I am so glad that you are here. We are a community of people who lift each other up, who empower each other, who are dedicated to helping to support each other in our journey to flip that power dynamic and grab your confidence back so that you can become the highest, best version of yourselves, because you were meant to be something so much more, and you know it deep down inside, in that little voice that's been maybe like somewhat bruised and broken is now finally peeking his head way out and saying, hey, this hasn't been right. And I know that I was meant for something more. And the first step is probably feeling like overwhelming, feeling like a big, huge battle on your hands. And you're just maybe not sure where to start in this whole thing. So it's, getting a divorce is one thing, but divorcing a narcissist is a whole other huge hurdle, because when you're dealing with a narcissist, you become public enemy number one, because you're now facing a person who is seeing you as somebody that they have to take down, and they want to take you down before you can take them down. They're worried that you're going to expose them, and you're taking away their source of supply. And so even if they say, oh, we want to do this collaboratively, we want to make sure that this is amicable, you don't want to necessarily believe them. I have a book out. It's a USA Today national bestseller. It's called Slay the Bully: How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. You're definitely going to want to check that out. You can get that at slaythebully.com. I also have free phrases for disarming narcissists, which you can check out at disarmthenarc.com as well. There's just a whole unique blend here of dealing with hurdles, both legally and emotionally, when you're dealing with a narcissist. So the first thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is have a stash of cash, for sure, of your own. So whether it's getting some other resources to help you from family members or friends or some other support system, or if you can start maybe pulling it together yourself in some kind of stealthy way, that would be a good thing. You're really going to want to make sure that you have at least a few months worth of your own stash of cash, because you're going to need enough to live on, and enough to be able to hire an attorney, and enough to, get yourself to a place until you can get to a hearing on temporary support, if you are the person who's not the moneyed spouse. So yes, probably in your state, you will be able to get some sort of temporary support. I highly recommend that you talk to your attorney, but the laws in most states do provide that you can get some sort of temporary support if you've not been typically the moneyed spouse. But it does take time to get that hearing and also get an order in place for that. So you will need some kind of stash of cash of your own. The other thing is, you're going to want to figure out where it is that you want to live. And are you going to continue to live in the same house? Are you not? What are you going to want to do when that divorce is filed? Because there's going to be that period of time between when the divorce is filed and when the divorce is final. So there's that time that the divorce is actually pending, and you're going to want to figure out what you're doing during that period of time. And I definitely don't recommend that you leave your house until you know what you're doing. You don't give up your rights to your home if you own your home. If you own your home, you still have your ownership rights in your home, but you may not be able to get back into it if you want to have some sort of, rights to be able to have it exclusively. So they call that exclusive rights of use or something like that. And so if you want to file some kind of motion to have exclusive use of that home, it's harder to get exclusive use back once you've already left. It's not saying it's impossible. It's just a little bit more of an uphill battle. The other thing is, if you have children, you want to make sure that you have a written agreement in place with regard to time sharing with regard to your children before you leave your home too. And I would make sure that it is really super specific, because if it is kind of up in the air, it really, especially when you're dealing with a narcissist, can wreak havoc for you if you're now in two different homes and you have no agreement with regard to the children. It can be massively disastrous. So you really want to make sure that before you're in separate homes, you have a pretty specific agreement. Most courts do recommend that there is an immediate, some sort of mediation or dispute resolution, something with regard to children right away. But right away in a court system could mean months. So definitely have some sort of written agreement in place. I talk about this both in my Slay program and in my book, that depending on the type of narcissist that you're dealing with, whether it's covert, grandiose, malignant, they are going to act differently in the court system. The covert narcissist is going to be more likely to line up their flying monkeys and smear everybody sort of on the down low, make it look like they're all sweet and good and the good one. The grandiose narcissist is going to be the one that's going to be more likely to be much more aggressive out of the gate, file all those false pleadings, be the one to ignore the court orders, ignore the pleadings, ignore the request for discovery, that sort of thing. The covert narcissist is going to be the one that wants to look all nice for the judge, that sort of thing. So if you are dealing with a grandiose narcissist, you might want to just go ahead and do subpoenas instead of trying to do requests for discovery, because they're going to be the one that, they're not going to give you all the discovery right away. So it's good to know what kind of narcissist you're dealing with. I do talk about that more in my Slay program. So just start with the disarm the narc phrases. That would probably be a good place to start. If you are needing more support, now we get into the emotional aspect of things. You are definitely going to need that too. Line up a good support system for yourself. Some good friends, some good family members, trusted people, not people who are going to be, running back to the other side, trying to play both sides of the fence. You cannot have that when you're dealing with a narcissist, because that narcissist is going to play them like a fiddle and try to use them, to be their flying monkeys. You really can't have that. So you're going to want somebody who you can trust to be on your side. And if you don't have that, I have a Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. You can certainly join that. You will need therapy of some sort. If you don't have access to therapy, we have a sponsor on this channel, BetterHelp. You can go to betterhelp.com/Rebecca Zung and find a therapist. We receive commissions on that. It doesn't cost you any extra. We just want you to have access to resources that have been vetted and that you can trust. So you will need a support system, therapists, friends, support groups. Do some things that will make you better, that give you joy. breathing exercises, writing out your I am statements, joining support groups, that sort of thing, starting to set boundaries. Step 1, don't run. Step 2, make a U-turn. Step 3, break free. That first boundary is going to be knowing that you are able to be respected, knowing that it's okay to look at them as if they're a toddler having a tantrum on the floor, and just saying things like, I can see that you're upset. I can see that you're angry. We can continue this conversation when you're ready to be calm. Limiting that direct contact, that direct communication is going to be really, really helpful. One form of communication, something that you can document. Documentation is really, really going to be important too. Making sure you're keeping track of everything, emails, journaling, bank statements, all of those things, your credit card statements, your photographs, witnesses, social media, all of those things are examples of documentation that you're going to want to start organizing. So setting boundaries, limiting direct communication, especially with their flying monkeys, is going to be really, really important. Starting to educate yourself through videos like this are going to be really important. Educating yourself around narcissism is really important. Just making sure that you are preparing yourself properly. I always say it's like strength training, so you're preparing yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally for this, and keeping yourself healthy. So making sure you're eating healthily, getting enough sleep, and doing everything that you need to take good care of yourself, because it's being in any sort of a divorce is one thing. I mean, I always say there's this massive divorce paradox, because during the worst, most stressful time of your life, you have to make the most critical decisions of your life about all of the things that mean the most to you, your children and your money and your business and your home and all of that. But you layer on that you're divorcing a narcissist. It's one of the most crazy, disempowering things. But you can do this, and you can turn this around. I've literally helped thousands of people through my Slay program, and it absolutely works. And you can do this, and you can navigate this process and come out stronger on the other side. They only win if you give in. Got it? They only win if you give in. And remember that they are way more afraid of you than you are of them. 100% that is true. Just know that they are extremely difficult to deal with, but they're extremely simple to understand. And with the right framework, with the right understanding of how their psyche works, you absolutely can win every single time. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you like it, make sure you share it, make sure you share it with other people that you think can use this information. And just, remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I know that you were born for more. Your light was meant to shine, 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 shine in this world. And this is just the beginning for you of the best time in your life. This is absolutely clearing the space of negative energy so that positive energy can rush in and fill that space. All right. So the next video that I want you to watch, so that you can even be more prepared, is dealing with a narcissist in court. Use these key techniques to win. That's going to be super helpful for you too. So I want you to go watch that video next. I invite you to do that. But before you go there, make sure that you've liked this video, you've shared it, and you've subscribed here. Hit that notification bell. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will see you in that next video.